Alright, so welcome back to some more Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game. Today I kind of want to start something a little bit different. I know some people wanted to see career, but I just don't really feel like doing that right now. I thought it'd be more fun to check out some custom tracks, but do something a little bit different. So this is probably called something like, does the track suck or does your track suck? And what we're going to do is we're going to give it a 5-star rating. So tracks that have very little suck will get like no stars or a partial star, and then tracks that obviously suck a lot will get higher star rating, up to 5 stars. So that's kind of how we're gonna measure it. And to be more random about it, what I'm gonna do is go through these pages and just pick a page and then choose the first 3 tracks I see. So today it'll be Playhouse, DeRose, Race Park, and 2018 Foxboro, which could be kind of cool. So that's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna do it. Try not to take too much offense to it. I mean, it's kind of all fun and games. I mean, if I'm complaining about it or saying this track does suck, I'll try to tell you why I think it sucks, but keep in mind that that's just my opinion. Other people might like it, and the main thing is if you like it or your friends like it and you're having fun, that's what counts. So try not to take too much offense, but let's jump into this, starting with Playhouse. Alright, so the first track we're going to start this off with is the Playhouse. Now, this is all blind. I haven't gone in and practiced the track or anything. I kind of think it's more fun, more real that way. If you prefer me to check out the track and kind of memorize it, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I'm just going to kind of do this blind and whatever. And what I want to do is kind of spend about 5 minutes, give or take a minute or so, on each track and not go much over that so the video doesn't get too long. That section is kind of weird. I feel like you have to slow down quite a bit for this triple. Maybe you can quad that if you had a bike setup. I don't feel like you can, but again, I'm not a great Monster Energy Supercross player, so keep that in mind. Let's see, what's this? Oh, that works okay. You don't really have to slow up for it. I feel like you could put a landing off of it or something. Double Dragon's back kind of reminds me of Minnesota 2017 replica. Some small whoops. I know a lot of guys like to use the small jump for the whoop sections, which is kind of cool. It keeps it... we messed that up. It keeps it... makes it a little more difficult to get a perfect run through them. Those little ones are just way too easy. And we're over jumping that. I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, you could slow up. It's not a big deal, but me personally, I like sections. These corners are kind of weird too. I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's a weird quad. I don't think we're getting that. The corners aren't necessarily a bad thing. It makes it a little more difficult. When you just put in bold turns, it doesn't... They're a lot easier to go through, I think, than these. Than separate them kind of like this person did. And it looks like that's going to be about a lap. How long is the lap time going to be? 1:30. 1:30 for me. I mean, I'm sure a good player could get through that a whole lot faster, but about a minute 30. We'll do a couple laps here. Overall, it's not terrible. It's not... See, I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of... We're going to wait for the reset. The problem is you're carrying so much speed down that, unless he wanted you to double this. But again, it's so weird. There's so many sections on this track where it feels like you really have to slow down. Even this one. And this one's not too bad because you can't really over jump off of that over-under. This section's kind of cool. It would have been cool if he added something there to jump off of. I mean, I'm not going to look for reasons to make a track suck. I'm not going to purposefully try to make a track look bad. I mean, I'll try and take any positive I personally can find, but I don't know. This track, see, this was that section. I don't like that. That one, I guess, doesn't bother me as much. I think I already said that. It's just, you could slow up for it. But the one right off the start... And these corners, I'm just not a fan of them. I'm just not a fan of those corners. Can we quad this? Oh, we can almost quad that. Okay, I'll stop complaining about that quad. It looks like you can hit it, and probably a good player could hit it easy. Triple's pretty easy. I think you could overjump it. The biggest problem I have is it looks like almost everything on the track I'm overjumping a lot, and I'm not good. I'm not a good player. So if you took a guy that was really good, it can rail around the corners and everything, he's going to be overjumping everything. And it's not like it's really built to be, if I'm tripling, it's not really built to be a quad or whatever. See, this section bothers me because we overjump here really bad. And then if you were to keep going, I jumped off the track last time. 2 sections in a row that it feels like there's just... I don't know. This section's okay because it looks like maybe a good player could quad that. Not me personally. Not a fan of the corners again. This one's not as bad, but again, I'm over jumping it and I'm not even coming out of that corner whatsoever, like with any aggression at all. This section's okay. Just wish there was like a little something to land on. And then this will be the last lap probably too. And the whoops, the small whoops doesn't bother me. I mean, some people want to use the bigger ones. Some people want to use the actual pre-made ones. I don't really have a problem with that. The bigger ones, I think, adds a skill gap to it, but that's just me. This is... Oh, no. Nah, I did it again. See? It's so easy to jump off the track. Why? You have all this room here. Why not extend that just a little bit? Just a tiny bit. I mean, it's just my personal opinion. If this is what you like, you know, cool. That's what matters. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. But as far as my opinion, I wish you could have extended some stuff. And then there's this one that's like really hard to get over. So it's either over jump everything. I under jumped that. I forgot that was a triple. Or you either over jump everything or under jump everything. That's kind of what it feels like. The layout's not terrible. I feel like there could have been some more space utilized, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just we'll call it there. Overall, I don't think the track's awful. It's not 5 stars. It's not a 5-star suckage, but we're gonna give it a 3. 3 out of 5. It's not terrible, but me personally, it's not my cup of tea. Too much things to overjump, too many things to overjump, and a couple things to underjump. It just doesn't feel like there's a really good flow to it. It feels like things needed to be either shortened or extended. So 3 out of 5 stars. That's the suck meter for this one. So here we have the second track we're going to take a look at today. This is Dayrose Race Park. Gonna go into it blind, no practice on anything, just kind of check it out. It doesn't look like it's gonna be too bad. Actually, there's a lot of room. It looks okay. That's the start, so we're going this way. So what is this? Oh my gosh. If that's a triple, we are never getting that triple. I mean, I could change the bike tuning, you know? Actually, I think I have a medium gear ratio right now. Maybe we could switch to the... Oh my gosh, can you triple that? You can kind of triple that. Or maybe it's meant to double. I'm not sure what that would have been. Over jumping here. Triple, triple. I think. Triple! Woo! It looks like he put a... Oh, I wasn't thinking. It looks like he put the landing as a takeoff kind of. So this section, whoa, is like all sorts of wonky. There's like 2 little like hip jumps there. Interesting. I mean, it's not that I don't like that. Over jumping that. Looks like it would have been a triple, triple. What is this? Triple? Triple, triple, triple. Into, oh my god, another one. Or can you hop those? You can kind of hop those. But I think that's something, if you're racing online, that's going to be really difficult to get every single lap. I think it's going to be really difficult. Kind of interesting there. Ooh. And then there's the finish line. Okay. So this would be triple, triple, and kind of a triple, and a finish line. Interesting. It's actually, the track's actually really tough. It's actually really kind of tough to get around. I mean, I don't think we're going to hit this triple, so let's just assume we're going to double. So you would double. Oh man, then you could almost triple out. I mean, even casing, I suppose, is still probably faster than just letting off. That's kind of interesting. This, you can triple, but just barely. It's like actually made really well. It's like you kind of just have to hit it just right. This, I'm pretty sure, was a triple, triple. I keep over jumping that one. This was a triple that I messed up. But that landing there, you can see, is definitely a takeoff. So it's really steep, and if you mess it up, it's not going to work. What happens if we kind of hop? Oh, no, that's not going to work. It's too tight. You can't really jump in there. The consistent line for me would just be kind of to roll over them. Let me overjump this triple. I don't know if we're getting this one now. I don't think so. Kind of casing a little bit. Can we get... Yeah, we can kind of get it. So that rhythm actually works really well. It's just that first one that kind of throws you off. So the first one sets the tone for that entire rhythm section, which is really cool because it's kind of hard to do that in this game. I think it's a lot of times too easy to hit things, so that was really well done. This is an interesting line. I don't know why, I just find that really interesting. And you can still get it. He built it to where you can still, if you overjump, you can still get through this okay. But you have to think about it. Actually, this track doesn't really doesn't really suck. The suck rating for this track is not really that high. What's our lap time? 127? All right, let's just try and do the double. Oh man, it's really hard to do that. Because if you double here, then it just throws you off and you have this. I don't think that's how that's meant to be hit. But it's interesting that there is actually some line choice. In this game, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like that's really difficult to get to. I feel like when people build tracks, the line choice is never really there. It's like everybody kind of hits the same thing and it's, you know, not really a big deal. Actually, there's also no whoops on this track, oddly enough. What is this? We still haven't gotten over that. Okay, so that's kind of a step up. And then double, and then... Well, that works, actually. I mean, if you're good at the game, I'm sure that's not a very hard line to hit. But for me, it's kind of hard. And we got stuck in a whip animation. What the heck? Why didn't he finish the whip, man? Wanted to get through this one more time really clean. Because I think this is probably the last lap we're going to have time for. But... You know, a lot of tracks, when you download them, or the few that I've done, they've been really easy, and you just kind of forget about them. It's not something that sticks with you. It's not a track that you really remember. It's really easy. Everybody hits the same line. Lap times are practically the same. There's no skill gap. Everybody always talks about skill gap. Whoever made this track, I don't know if that was their intent, but they actually made a really interesting track that's not super easy to get around. I mean, for the great players out there, even the good ones, I'm sure it's not that bad, but for... just average players like myself, I think you could actually triple onto that. It's not really that bad. It's actually difficult. It's one of those tracks where I feel like I'd have to spend a lot of time trying to learn it. So, yeah, actually, I mean, nothing's going to be perfect because I don't know if you can find a perfect track. So, the suck level for this is pretty low, man. Pretty low. You did a heck of a job on this. I think it's tough, difficult, and makes me want to play more. But that's just my opinion. I mean, some people might hate it because it's really difficult, but in my opinion, it is difficult enough that I want to keep playing it. It's not too hard to where I want to give up, and not too easy to where I forget about it. It sticks with me. So, very little. I mean, something's probably coming on the screen out of the 5 stars, maybe just a little bit on the first star of the suck rating, but really good job, dude. Track's awesome. You should try it out. And lastly, we have the 2018 Foxboro. Now, a replica track, I see these popping up on PS4 at least all the time. Usually there's a few people making them, and for the most part, they're really well done. This one looks like it's well done. Haven't rode on it yet, but the one thing that's not really fair to... I'm not really judging it on how realistic it is to what the real one was. I also didn't really catch this race. The only thing I saw of this race, because I was actually gone, I wasn't home to watch it, was the 450 main event. I caught like most of the 450 main and caught that aggressive pass by Muscan. So, I mean, I saw the track, but I don't remember everything about it. So we're not going to totally judge it just off of how perfect it is to that. But unless there's something that I really do remember that's not there. And I know with the game, sometimes it only allows you to do certain things, you know what I mean? So, finish line, I do remember this triple being here. And also, I know there was a sand section, and there's no sand. That's one thing that I really think needed to be added into the game, was the option to lay a sand section. So, double, and then they were tripling this. Did they have that single in the corner? Probably. I don't really remember. Triple? Yeah, I remember that triple, because I know some guys were double singling that, because it was getting so nasty. It got so rutted. And I do remember this section. Except I'm not going through the timing that they did, because they were jumping onto that table, I think, here at the end, and then stepping off. So somehow, I mean, it might not be perfect. It looks pretty much right, but it's close enough that it looks like it at least. There's a triple. And then was this the sand? I think that might have been the sand section. I think, possibly. And then there was the double into the whoops where I think Christian Craig took a spill. Whoops are really well done. He put the big ones with the little jump. And double, triple. I think it's really, really good. I think it's pretty darn close to what it was like in real life. So this track is really well done. I mean, it's laid out good. I mean, you can tell that it ain't his first rodeo. Looks like he's probably made multiple tracks, and if he hasn't, he should keep making them, because this is well done. It looks like the real thing. The scaling seems about right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing it total justice because I'm not great. Now, I kind of think, like, Muscan was rolling that one and then stepping onto it, I think, especially towards the end. And then they were jumping off of that, I think, to the top of this next table. So I know I'm not getting through the rhythm section very good. And I know it's really sucky gameplay, but I'm trying my best. The track is really well done. It feels like Foxboro. It feels like it. That's awesome. I mean, I have only rode, I think, one replica while being on PS4. One. I don't even remember which one it is. This is really good. I mean, it's a little bit big for that step up compared to what it probably was in real life, but I mean, there's only so much you can do with the game, and it's about right. I mean, you don't really have to let off. He built it to where you're coming out of the corner and trying to give it basically everything you got. Now, I'm sure that this isn't... No, it's not. No way. It's supposed to be a double, triple. I just don't remember this here, but I'm sure it was there. I'm not questioning his authenticity to it. Missing that, which is killing us for this triple, man. About a 1 minute 6 lap time, which is interesting. Okay, so let's say a really good player could turn like a 10-second a lap faster time. It's still... Well, actually, if a really good player probably... Because I keep hitting this section wrong. I bet the lap times are probably pretty close to what they were. Because I think the leaders, Muscan and Tomac, were running like 55-1. I think that was their fast lap. They had like identical fast laps. So, in the main event, not in practice or anything. So, yeah, I bet it's pretty close. Interesting. And I like that. Actually, there was another... See, that's why the big whoops are fun, because it puts like a skill gap. And I know guys that race like hardcore online like the skill gap, you know what I mean? So, you know, I like the track enough. Let's go around for at least one more, maybe two. Because I would like to get through that rhythm section. Now, with the game, it's a little bit different. It's not real life, so it's different to go through it. But I'm going to try to roll that one and then step onto that next table and see what kind of a rhythm that gives us. This triple's actually really hard to get. Feels like it would have been in real life, too. So is this the section? So we'll roll this and then get on it and step on, step off, triple, and then step onto it. Oh, man, that's so sick. It works really good. It works really good. That's awesome. That's like the exact same line that they were using, at least towards the end of the race. I don't really remember the beginning part of it. And the track was so nasty and gnarly by the time I watched it. I missed like all the mains. I know Osborne, I think, won the 250, but yeah, that's really well done. Oh my gosh, this is really, really well done. You know what, we're going to do one more. I'm going to see if I can hit that line one more time because that's sick. That is like the best part of the track. The whole track's really good, actually. But the suck meter is very low on this. I just said, I think in the last track, there is no perfect track. Like, there isn't, but this track is about as perfect as I think you could get with what the game allows you. I know there's no sand, but I don't know if you could get a whole lot closer than that. I mean, this works really well, so we'll roll it. Step on, step off, triple. Come on, stretch it. Come on. And got it. Barely, but we got it. Oh, that is a sick line. That is so awesome. It's so realistic. Wow. And then hit the triple. We turn to 104. I mean, I'm sure... I'm trying to decide how much faster a fast guy would be. I mean, probably almost 10 seconds, I would have to guess. And I keep messing this up, and then that is just killing us through these whoops. You gotta hit every one, or it just really messes you up. 104, or no, that was our fast lap. So, wow, really well done, man. I don't know. I mean, the suck meter, the suck stars, I don't know what we're gonna call that. Just whatever. You know, our star rating of how the suckage is very low. I mean, it's like... I'll figure out later, but you're probably seeing something. It's very low. This track is awesome. Really awesome. If you're on PS4, make a point to try to download this specific version of the 2018 Foxboro. It's awesome. It's like spot on. Great job. Super fun to play. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed this. If it's something you like to see, again, try not to get too offended if I do check out one of your tracks and don't like it or give it a really high suck rating. It's for fun, and that doesn't mean you can't build good tracks, and maybe that's what you were going for. I mean, I wasn't in your head when you were making it, you know what I mean? So, It was kind of a fun thing to do. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really means a lot. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. And until the next video, take it easy.